we got ourselves Kinch the Knife Blade, which I believe, yeah, the last time we had them was in the 2600s. Which is the 2690 was the last one we had from Kinch. 2690. Oh, it was a dead body that everybody thought was an angel, and then it started like speaking the more like, you know, holier than thou English. They all like, you know, worshipped it and was like, we gotta preserve it. It is our god. Pardon me. It technically started a cult, if you think about it. It's just started a cult. So Kinch, that was the last one we had on for you. Now we have Cousin Johnny. Who is Cousin Johnny, and what does Cousin Johnny do? Hopefully nothing nefarious. Wow, this is a highly rated one. It's been a while since we had a SCP that's near the 1000 plus. Object class Keller. Ooh. Special containment procedures. Containment of SCP-2852 is to focus on tracking and disruption of incidents where possible and general monitoring of SCP-2852 compatible population centers. All individuals involved in blue level and white level events are to be monitored extensively, and the identities are to be given to local law enforcement as potential terrorist threats. Oh, that far already. Okay. Even when disrupted, individuals involved in blue level and white level events are to be cataloged, and their names are to be sent to local law enforcement agencies. Individuals witnessing the disruption of either event are to be given Class B amnestics. SCP-2852 at a black level event. You say that, and I would not know who to look. Oh, is it the one without any bars on on the eyes? Is that SCP-2852 potentially? Food looks nice. This looks like a very lovely picture. I like. Looks like everybody had a good time around here. It looks nice. I just noticed that one person doesn't have any black. Well, yeah. I assume that's supposed to be 2852. Could be wrong though. Black level events are to be monitored until conclusion. Afterwards, all participants are to be treated with Class A amnestics and are otherwise treated identically to those affected by other events. Members of Mobile Task Forces Upsilon 36, Upsilon 52, and Upsilon 99 who witnesses a black level event are to be treated with Class A amnestics upon retirement or transfer, and are to be monitored for any signs of antisocial or otherwise uncharacteristic behavior. If found to have been infected by the black level event, operatives are to be amnesticized, suspended from all field operations, and designated to low-level, low-intensity work. In example, maintenance and data input. The lady looks nice as well. Which one? Which lady are we talking about here? Like, we talk... Okay, to be honest, there's only one lady here. There's also a couple in the background having some fun. But yeah, so I assume this one you mean. I assume the one that is the most clear. MTF Y36 party crashers are tasked with responding to any SCP-2852 appearance. MTF's Y52 Cater Duty and Y99 Altar Boys are tasked to identify SCP-2852 events and provide backup to MTF Y36 as needed. MTF's Y52 and Y99 are to establish presence within communities where 60% of the population is Roman, Catholic, or as of Revision-7 and Anglican. Anglican? We will look that one up.
Anglican.
Anglican, thank you. Any SCP-2852 instance found attached to a different religious group must be reported to a researcher with level 4/2852 clearance immediately. While currently isolated to the North American subcontinent, all SCP-2852 compatible communities are to be monitored for an uncharacteristic rise in juvenile delinquency, sterility, domestic violence, and divorce rates. Okay, this part now. It's already interesting because we have apparently blue, white, and black level events. And I do wonder what those all mean. And I did see that we have an explanation down here, but still, I do wonder what this could mean. Description. Instances of SCP-2852 have to have the appearance of a middle-aged white male. Biologically, the cells of SCP-2852 instances are genetically identical and human. However, instances do not have any identifiable organs. Oh, interesting. Okay. Their bodies are made up of fibrous muscular tissue, with the teeth and hair being made out of chitin, chemically similar to those of the Kisadidae family. Okay. I know it's definitely like very like cicadas. So Cicadidae is Cicadidae. How do you pronounce this, my man? How do you pronounce this? Really? Come on now. I keep forgetting this one doesn't have any pronunciation.
Cicadidae.
Cicadidae?
Cicadidae.
Cicadidae? Okay, cicadidae. Damn these words! The eyes of SCP-2852 instances, while looking non-anomalous from a distance, are set in the sockets without any nerve connection. While capable of speech despite having no vocal cords or analogous organs, SCP-2852 instances do not show any grasp of language, speaking in a word salad. Despite this, all individuals at an SCP-2852 compatible event will perceive the subject as speaking intelligibly and will regard its actions as normal, unless briefed of its anomalous properties beforehand. Individuals describe SCP-2852 as being playful with a crude sense of humor, and all individuals affected in an SCP-2852 event will refer to the subject as Cousin Johnny, while sentient SCP-2852 instances do not appear sapient. SCP-2852 instances appear at various Catholic and Anglican religious functions and are treated as being an established member of the family. Instances of SCP-2852 are accepted regardless of family resemblance or ethnicity. The entity appears at baptism, weddings, and funerals. Referred to as blue level, white level, and black level. Gotcha, so blue level is baptism, white level is weddings, and black level is funerals, most likely. Makes sense. Keep them color-coded. Currently, no SCP-2852 instance has been found to appear at any other family gathering. All attempts at tracking SCP-2852 instance... Wait a minute, wasn't the upper one... This is supposed to be a funeral? This seems a little bit too happy for a funeral. Or maybe there's just like... I don't know, maybe black level is not funeral, but if that's supposed to be a funeral, they are extremely happy at a funeral. Or maybe it's just maybe it's a culture that accepts death and just is like tells ourselves like, hey, death is just part of this is part of the step, and we shall celebrate that they lived a long life, that we got to know them for that long, that they were part of our life for that long. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe that's what is happening there. All attempts at tracking SCP-2852 instances before and after an event have met with failure. The entities are able to appear at such events as though they had always been there, alternately appearing between frames when under surveillance or simply evading any attempt by operatives to keep them out of an event. All tracking devices placed on SCP-2852 instances have malfunctioned immediately, with the entity evading any surveillance. Each family gathering that SCP-2852 attends results in different behavior from the subject and different effects. Generally, the effects of SCP-2852 appearing at a family gathering result in more serious damage done to children, although adults are not free from its effect. It is worth noting that stopping an SCP-2852 instance before it involves itself in a religious ritual will not stop its effect from spreading, although they may be diluted. The appearance of SCP-2852 at an event is enough for its effect to start spreading among the family. When questioned after an event, all affected individuals report a feeling of fondness towards SCP-2852, regardless of its actions during an event. Okay, what the fuck does this thing do? The fact that it says like, hey, it attack like the children are the ones who get injured by it, and adults are excluded, means that it aims for children specifically. So I'm a little bit worried. It sounds like a game level, it's not gonna lie. Blue, white, black. It reminds me more of like either martial arts or ski pists. Ski like slopes, because like you have like the different colors, and black is like the hardest ski slope you can get on. Okay, blue level, here we go. SCP-2852 effects at a blue level event are present more strong in the child being baptized, its parents, and any godparents chosen for the occasion. During the baptismal ritual, SCP-2852 will involve itself directly in the proceedings, acting as a third godparent when traditionally there are only two, a male and female. Blue level events proceed identically despite the presence of a third godparent until the child is submerged into the water. Immediately, the child's top layer of skin will slough off in one piece, as though molting. Ugh. Brother, what? This process does not seem to harm the child in any meaningful way. The godparents will then eat the skin between each other. Afterwards, the mass will go on as normal, and SCP-2852 will exit along with the family. It is of note that SCP-2852 does not appear at any family celebration held after the baptism. These events doesn't sound very fun. If I were... The baptized child has a chance of dying within the next 6 months, well above the national average. Living children exhibit multiple cluster B personality disorders. Most join anti-capitalist groups, various DOIs, or if unchecked will engage in destructive behavior, usually manifesting in self-harm, abuse of animals, or abuse of small children. Godparents and biological parents will be rendered sterile, regardless of SCP-2852's success in becoming part of the baptismal ritual. Both groups commit suicide within 5 years of a blue level event, normally through drowning. And this is just one. This is just one of the events that if this is what happens at a baptism, I don't want. What happened at a wedding and a funeral must be fucking insane. All individuals not involved in the baptismal ritual are 500% more likely than the national average to have stillbirths. Great. Everybody else gets affected by this too. Great. Those who are still capable of having children are far more likely to abandon them, sometimes allowing the child to die in the process. One couple affected by a blue level event in Redacted, Ohio, gave birth to triplets, which they then tore apart and hung from trees around the property. What's this one called again? Cousin Johnny? I don't want to see Cousin Johnny ever again. Past adolescence and into adulthood, children exposed to the song of cicadas respond with extreme anxiety and accompanying physical symptoms, such as dry mouth, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and headaches. Some subjects' agitation escalates into violent outbursts which have resulted in at least 20 fatalities. Okay, you gotta keep them away from Spain, Italy, Japan, South America. Just keep them away from Asia. Keep them away from any of these places because they have cicadas quite a lot. When interviewed about the cause of the disturbance, no subject have ever identified cicada song as a trigger for the episodes. Even in one interview involving level 5 enhanced interrogation, the subject never indicated the role of cicada song in his attack on Redacted Parish, which resulted in 18 dead and 10 wounded, including his parents and 3 siblings. That was just blue level. Now we go to white level. During the marriage ceremony, SCP-2852 will insert itself as a groomsman, and its most deleterious anomalous effect will only manifest after the vows. After the rings have been exchanged, SCP-2852 will produce various implements that allow the bridesmaids and groomsmen to pull out their teeth one by one. We already had a teeth situation in the first SCP today. Now we got this. Now we got this. Okay. Okay. The individuals seem to be oblivious to any pain that would normally take place during such an event, and bloodlust through still unknown means does not occur. The bride and groom will be presented with the teeth and will eat them. Cousin Johnny, never show up in my house. Damage done to the bride and groom's teeth and jaw is extensive, but any blood loss that occurs will not be fatal. The groom will then, in place of vows, vocalize a currently unknown cicada song, which has been known to reach 140 decibels (SPL), rendering the bride and those on the altar deaf. Currently, no groom has been deafened by his own call. At the wedding reception, SB2852 will take the role of the best man and give a speech. The speech, as all vocalization of SB2852, will be nonsensical with no pattern to the words used. Individuals will react to the speech with mixed emotions, some crying uncontrollably and others falling into hysterical laughter. After the speech, SB2852 will produce a gift for the married couple. This gift currently has always been 3.5 kilograms of human hair of various colors, 13 deceased specimens of Tibicen lineae, and 32 human teeth in a cardboard box. DNA testing on all gifts has been inconclusive. What the fuck is a Tibicen lineae? Oh, a cicada. A lineae cicada. Okay. God, the cicadas are so wide. They're so wide, dude. The bride and groom of a white level event will divorce on average 2 years after the wedding, usually as a result of domestic violence. Any children produced during their marriage will have cluster B personality disorders or life-threatening disfigurements. All married individuals attending the event will find themselves unable to have children, despite a lack of detectable changes to fertility-related biology. Sperm counts and sperm quality remain unaffected. Ovulation also remains unchanged, and no genetic irregularities have been observed in eggs. Man, this has to be really, like, goes like, it's like, let me screw over the main people really hard. And while I'm at it, all y'all might as well have some sprinkles of bullshit as well added to you. The Foundation has arranged a statistically significant number of hysterectomies for guests at wide level events. The surgeries are prescribed and administered by third-party agents in the medical industry. Exhaustive biopsies, chemical analysis, and mechanical inspections of the extracted uteri and ovaries have failed to yield any signs of abnormality. All children involved in a white level event will avoid romantic relationships, and 9 out of 10 commit suicide by the age of 18. Roughly half pull out their teeth until blood completely blocks their airways, and the other bite their own wrists until exsanguination. God. Damn it, dude. Oh god, what is the black event going to be? To be fair though, white event doesn't sound like a big step up. It's just another level of similarly fucked up. You know what I'm trying? You know what I mean? It's not like white level is more messed up than blue level. It's just they're both messed up, just differently messed up. Black level. Oh boy. Here we go. Black level events are notable in any attempt. SB2852 is a what the hell. That is definitely the case. What the hell? In that any attempt to disrupt the event through any means results in the act of events are notable in that any attempts to disrupt the event through any means results in the actor becoming a participant in the event. What actor? Currently, there exists no way to stop or end black level events. Any attempt at borrowing SB2852 instances from the church or funeral home result in SB2852 simply appearing in a pew. During a black level event, so yeah, he's basically like, once the black level event happens, he's just there. Like, you can't get rid of him. SB2852 will take the place of the eulogizer, even if one was not scheduled to speak during the mass. The speech, as any vocalization by SB2852, would be nonsensical with no patterns being found. However, as the subject speaks, the individual closest to this part will open the casket and produce a long knife. Oh, fucking hell. The knives produced during a black level event are not seen before the event and disappears after the event. Don't stab the dead person. The individual will then exsanguinate themselves, normally from the wrists, but there have been instances where individuals have slit their throats. In turn, 2 by 2, each attendant will use a knife to pour their blood into the casket. Oh my... Jesus Christ, dude. Children too young to exsanguinate themselves are helped by adults. Mommy, I also want to slip my wrists. Okay, honey, here you go. Despite many losing enough blood to result in death, no physical effects are seen in the participants. SCP-2852's speech eventually turns into the song of an adult male Tibetan Linai. All participants will respond with the same call despite the song of the cicada being limited to the male. SCP-2852 will stand at the pulpit until each individual has bled himself and then will walk to the casket and vomit a mixture of blood, wood pulp, and dead specimen of Tibetan lineae. It is currently unknown how SCP-2852 instances are able to hold the mixture within themselves due to the lack of any cavity or sufficient size of its body. Well, it does say that its organs are not normal, so who knows? There could be like little mini voids, mini pocket dimensions. These events are messed up, you say. Yeah, you say it. Once finished, the funeral mass will go on as normal. The casket filled with blood and SCP-2852's vomit will be taken to the cemetery and lowered into the earth as is normal for a Catholic or Anglican funeral service. Black level events normally will end here. Okay, now what else will happen at the end? How else are they gonna get screwed over? If a family gathering was planned to take place after the funeral, SCP-2852 will attend. SCP-2852 will once all individuals affected have come to the location. Sorry. Vomit a similar mixture of blood, wood pulp, and dead Tibetan lineae into a bowl. These mixture will be primarily eaten by the affected children. Oh my god. God, I'm gonna be sick. As this has been eaten, SCP-2852 will give another speech of nonsensical words without patterns, strip itself, and lay upon the table. Participants then will eat SCP-2852's flesh until there is nothing left. During this, SCP-2852 will still vocalize even when suffering from mortal injuries. Participants have been known to carry on friendly conversation with SCP-2852 while eating it. Children unable to chew whole food properly will be fed mouth to mouth by any caregiver. Oh my god, not that too. All participants of a Black Level event will break from their family either through suicide, moving, or divorce. Every individual involved in an event will be rendered sterile. Domestic violence in participants of Black Level events will usually be of a cannibalistic nature, resulting in the death of one or both individuals. 6 out of 10 children involved will attempt to murder one or both of their parents before they turn 18. It is theorized that nearly a third of Catholic Catholic and Anglican D-class were involved in a Black Level event. For further research regarding related phenomena, please see the database entry for SB3004. We'll get there eventually, but my fucking Christ, dude. What in the hell was all that? What did I just read? Cousin Johnny. There was no need for all that. Also, I do like that that they giving a little bit of like world building to D classes by saying like, hey, it could be that a lot of the D classes that we have were actually affected by 2852. Can I ask some? Hello, Kazawan. Welcome to Fluff, and I'll tell you what you missed. Yes, you can ask me something about it, mechanic. So, Kazawan, you missed Vespidons, which are emerald jade wasps that sting you to lay eggs, and the eggs basically grow inside your mouth. And they basically become like teeth. First you feel some wiggling in your mouth, and then some like teeth growth come out, and then new wasps. Then you missed red, which is you need something to be red about you, around you, which otherwise if you don't have anything red, you hear a voice in your head going like, hey, you should kill somebody, hey, you should have sex with somebody. And the more red you have, the more distracted that voice will be, and it will leave you alone. And then Cousin Johnny, which is a person that shows up at different events, a baptism, a wedding, or a funeral. At baptism, it will make the baby's forehead molt off. People will eat it, and then there's more effects happening afterwards that involve with either a suicide or domestic violence in the house. At the wedding, it makes you, the wife, the bride and groom, pull the teeth out. They have to pull them out. They don't feel any pain. And then the wife and groom will get divorced. If they have any children, they will kill the child. And any children at the wedding will hate relationships. And at the funeral, it will make you slit your wrists or your throat and fill the casket up with blood before you then go to some sort of gathering, maybe if there's a gathering, where it will offer itself as food, and everybody will eat him. And then there's any child that was part of the funeral might kill one of the parents before they turn 18, which it does say could be a reason, could be a lot of D classes in the world of SCPs actually were affected by Cousin Johnny, and that's all you missed out. If you got $1 billion, would you do any of the events from? Why would I do any of the events from? Why would I ever? The answer is obviously no. I don't want any chance of me becoming either a domestic abuser or a murderer. Or eating or becoming sterile so I cannot have any children. Or, you know, I don't want to eat my partner's teeth at my wedding. Why would I? $1 billion is not gonna matter if in 2 years I'm either dead or divorced or anything like that. It doesn't matter then anymore. Or if I commit suicide. It's like, yeah, I got $1 billion, and like 2 years later I'm depressed and I kill myself. No. Why would I ever? Who would ever say yes to that? It's like, hey man, in those 2 years you can do a lot with $1 billion. Yeah, but you still gonna eventually feel like you need to die or you're gonna kill somebody. It's not worth it. Absolutely not. No problem about the summaries. Yeah, and it has like a high rating, so it's definitely very famous. It's a good SCP, don't get me wrong. Kinch the Knifeblade did a good job with that one, but my god. Dear Lord boy. that was a lot happening there. Like I was thinking like, oh, maybe blue events are like not as like the least worst, but no, every event was just bad. It's just bad in a different way, and I was just like, oh my god, dude. This Johnny guy is banned from any events. I wish it was that easy. But he just shows up. He just shows up.